UIMs love looting bags, and with the release of Pole 79, Jagex offered a brand new way for Ultimates to get their hands on them. Soon, UIMs will be able to purchase looting bags from Slayer Master reward shops at the cost of 10 points per bag. While methods of obtaining bags like farming wilderness monsters or playing LMS already exist, and will remain to be the faster bag collection methods, I want to find out how viable this new method will be. So for the next 10 hours, I'll be Slayer locked in order to answer the question, how many bags can I collect from 10 hours of looting bag boosting? First things first, this was done on my UIM account, meaning that the gear and supplies that I used were subpar compared to a main, and more aligned with what you'd expect an endgame ultimate to have. Additionally, I leveraged Turiel boosting to farm my Slayer points, which I'll convert into effective looting bags at the end of the video. I started this grind with 1,635 points and a task streak of 513. Turiel boosting is pretty straightforward. Basically, any task that isn't a multiple of 10 is done at Turiel, who is the beginner Slayer master that assigns very easy and quick tasks. Then every 10th, 50th, and 100th task will be done at a higher level Slayer master, since those milestones award bonus Slayer points, which will be stacking up for those precious looting bags. The specific amount of points varies depending on the Slayer master, but I decided that for every 10th task I do, I'd be using Duradel because you can complete his task anywhere in the game world, rather than being directed to a specific location like you are with Konar. This made 10th task milestones a bit faster overall and gave me 75 Slayer points for each one that I completed. I chose to do 50 and 100 task milestones at Konar, since the bonus points that she awards for those big streaks was just too good to pass up. Now, Turiel's base Slayer table varies quite a bit, and over the course of these 10 hours, I'm pretty sure I got assigned every task at least one time. Since you get assigned a small quantity of monsters with every task, and they're all pretty weak, there aren't actually a lot of bad tasks here like there are with some of the other Slayer masters. In my opinion, the worst tasks were probably lizards or dogs, where you might find yourself out in the desert, and spawns were a little bit more spread out, but even those tasks weren't too bad. I also found a really great plugin on the RuneLite plugin hub called Turiel Skipping. This basically just tells you the most efficient place to go for each Turiel assignment and how to get there quickly. If you ever decide to try out some Turiel boosting, I definitely recommend giving it a look. While I'm progressing through my tasks in the background, let me address a question that you might be asking, which is, why would a UIM even opt for this method when it takes 2 seconds just to farm a bag off a skeleton or rat in the wilderness? The answer is death banks. When ultimates die normally, their items all drop to the ground, making it safe to run into the wilderness to grab a new bag. But with most modern bosses having a temporary item reclamation system, getting a new bag comes with some risk. You see, dying while you have items in temporary storage means that everything in that storage is deleted from the game if you die again. So in this scenario, wilderness activities can carry a lot of risk. And if you don't think so, well, then you probably haven't seen my biggest UIM PKs video. Having points to simply buy a bag from LMS, or in this case, the Slayer shop, completely mitigates this risk at the cost of some extra effort. Jumping back into my Slayer grind here, Turiel tasks carry an extra benefit to them, which is that some tasks are actually extremely useful if you don't mind slowing down your point farming a bit. I of course did not opt for this during the video since I was trying to go as fast as possible, but tasks like Calphites for KQ or Scorpions for Scorpia can give you a nice little break from the point farming and a shot at some of their rare drops. You'll notice me doing a couple things to help speed up the boosting a bit in this video. The first is using the NPC Contact Lunar spell, which allows you to get Slayer assignments from anywhere in the game instead of having to run back to a Slayer master. I also was always leaning on my Construction Cape, Diary Cape, and other handy teleports to get around the game world faster. Basically, anything you can do to reduce running around is going to pay off big time over the course of the grind. While you're point boosting, the 10th, 50th, 100th, and so on milestone tasks that you receive from the higher level Slayer Masters can kind of make or break your points per hour. I was fortunate to get pretty lucky with mine during this grind, but there are a lot of nasty tasks out there, and there's always the chance you might have to pay the 30 point fee to skip, or just bite the bullet if you get unlucky. Generally, I just deal with them if I'm using Duradel, but sometimes Konar decides to give you an awful location and task, which is when I'd usually opt to cash in a skip. Special shout out to Abbey Specters in the Catacombs, Dragons in the Brimhaven Dungeon, and God War's Bloodveld. Are there any tasks worse than those? Let me know. After 10 hours of looting bag boosting, I managed to complete 96 tasks. I got about halfway through my final task, but I didn't count it since I didn't finish it in time. From those 96 tasks, I gathered 1,295 Slayer points, which includes the one skip that I used to pass on water fiends during this video. That task is straight up not a good time. This means that I collected a grand total of 129 looting bags, all of which are conveniently being held for me at the Slayer Masters. So what do I rate this new looting bag collection option? Well, I found it to be a really low-key method and one that you benefit from even if you're just doing normal Slayer, so I like it. And if you're interested in more content to watch, you might like one of the videos on screen now. Consider leaving a like and a sub on your way out, and as always, thank you so much for watching.